Yay Media Group.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Trey.
This is your weekly dose of BS.
Ooh.
What?
I don't love this story.
Okay.
Lisa Hochstein has a warrant out for her arrest.
No, you're such a liar. How?
So her boyfriend Jody was arrested over the weekend.
For what?
So I'll read this to you directly so I don't butcher this. So Lisa is facing felony charges in Florida.
Felony?
Yep.
Okay.
With prosecutors alleging that she was illegally keeping tabs on her ex-husband. So according to these legal docs that TMZ found, Lisa is facing one count of interception of wire, oral, or electronic communications. So prosecutors claiming that Lisa unlawfully and intentionally tried to intercept, or tried to have someone else intercept oral statements by Leonard Hochstein and those that he spoke with. The charge appears to be related to a March 2023 incident, which Lenny found a listening device under his car that was used to monitor his phone calls. So Jody was arrested and is facing the same charge. He was taken into custody over the weekend.
Wait,
Lisa has
also
a warrant out for
listening?
her arrest. Well, I think he's the one that placed it.
You know what? I think Lenny Hochstein's a douchebag. Good for them.
I agree. But this is really hard. Absolutely he is.
No, this is yes.
But this is not.
So they
great.
were. So she was not listening to him because I guarantee you she was listening to him because he was being a complete worthless asshole about the divorce and trying to keep stuff from her. Don't be a worthless asshole, but also I don't know.
You still legally.
I know. But also Lenny's a douchebag. Take that up with your ex-wife or I would never, ever press charges against my husband, the father of my children. Never,
you would,
ever,
but Lenny
ever.
absolutely
because
would.
he's a tool.
Yes.
But I would just be I don't know. Sometimes I just think when people are going through divorce and I just think people do really stupid stuff. And she was probably felt like she had no power. Also, I'm sorry.
She didn't. He really was holding the purse strings.
Well, I know. So I'm sure that he was manipulating, controlling her with finances and everything else. And I don't know. For some reason, I do not hate her about it. I really don't.
I don't either.
I kind of can put myself in her shoes and be I don't think you do that unless you feel like you have you're being completely controlled and manipulated. I think he's a horrible person. I've never met the man, and I just think he's a horrible person, and this is not me ever meeting him. I just think, if you ever go to him for plastic surgery, I don't know, girls listening, don't go to him for anything. You think he's a horrible person. I think he'd be a disaster to be divorced from and married to, but just what I've kind of heard that
put her through when he was felony charges on your
I wouldn't do it. So I almost think he's worse than she is. I get that she shouldn't have done that. I'm not saying she should have, but I'm saying I bet you the reason she did was not because she cared what girl he was talking to or any of that. I bet you it was because he was actively trying to destroy her. And she was oh my God, let me figure out his game plan with his lawyers. And it's not right. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm also saying I think felony charges is insanely crazy. And sometimes you have to deal with things as I don't know, you have to love your children more than you hate your ex. I truly believe that. And I just think he's a horrible person. And I think she did the wrong thing. I think she has a lot of trauma from that marriage, as she should. She should do EMDR therapy and move forward with her life. But you know what? If somebody was trying to take my children and everything, and I don't know if but I'm guessing he was probably holding the children over. I don't know. I cannot put myself in her shoes, but I can tell you, if I had to guess out of any husband that would be the worst person in the world to be divorced from, it would be him. If I had to just put money on it, if it was a Vegas betting, I think I could get very, very, very rich betting that he's the worst. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying.
I don't blame her, but it wasn't right. But also, what was the device? What was it called? Where'd you get it from? How much was it? What?
Yeah, hello.
Can we get a little more detail on that?
Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't think. I think she felt desperate and she made the wrong choice. And I don't know. And I can see other women probably doing that if they felt like as desperate. I just think he would be a disaster to be married to, and even more of a disaster to be divorced from. I've never met Lisa. I've never met Lenny, but I feel like I do read people well. And he's always, even like early years of Housewives, he always came across as like the biggest douchey person in the world who was like full of himself, like such a narcissistic a-hole. And I'm sorry, but please tell him to listen to this. Lenny, you would be like half of what you are now if you weren't married to her and she'd not put your stupid business on Housewives. I'm just going to say it. Like she made you so much bigger than you, like, be nice, do the right thing. Stop doing the charges, go to couples therapy, even though you're divorced, and figure out how to handle this the correct way for the children, and stop being an asshole. And if she's being an asshole, she needs to stop as well. But I just think he'd be a disaster to be married to. And that's what I have to say about that.
This has dragged on for so long.
Yes. I mean, he has the house. He has he has the house.
I think he's already gone through his second divorce since then.
He has, yeah. I thank God the other girl ran. I thought she was an idiot too. They should have been married and made each other miserable. Because I don't like cheaters, so she's like a complete idiot. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just on one today because I'm real tired. But yeah, both Lenny's an idiot. But do not press charges against the mother of your children. Here's the deal. Maybe right now you feel almighty and powerful, but at the end of the day, your kids are going to remember this and they're going to be like, wow, my dad was an asshole.
Yeah, but also he's such a high level narcissist. Like, there's not going to be a moment where he regrets this. He really just runs through the way that his head works from what you could see on the show. Yeah. No.
I mean, aren't her and that guy split up too, or are they back together? I thought they why is he bringing her boyfriend into it? I guess he must have not knowledge.
Well, so I think he owned a technology company, so maybe he had the device.
Yeah. I mean, I get
put on the, I don't
I get why Lenny would be upset about it, but I'm just like, call him out. But I do not press federal charges. That's crazy. I say, call them out, get whatever. I could see getting your lawyer involved in a little small way where they say to her lawyer, we know what you're doing. If you don't cut it out, we're
felony charges,
press charges, but going straight to the felony charges. And by the way, I have a really great girlfriend who got divorced, and she was in a lawsuit with her ex-husband, and there were some potential felony charges, and I called her and said, I love you, but this is the father of your children. I think sometimes you have to work things out in a different way. And divorce makes people do crazy things. And I know there's heightened emotions on both ends, but I think she needs to let go of whatever she feels like she needs to record him about. And he needs to be fair. Because a lot of wealthy, powerful, narcissistic men are not fair. And I don't know the situation, but if I had to guess, I would guess that it was about
well, I would also assume that if she was still living in the house, he still had access to all of the security camera footage.
Yeah.
And all of the audio
yeah.
from what was happening in the house.
But also, why would Jody get involved in that? He should be the voice of reason. I need all of them to come here. Jody, you should be the voice of reason that doesn't say, hey, let's listen.
I think Jody is trying to support his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And
just made a really bad decision.
Sees that she's being bullied by her ex-husband.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of feel bad for her.
I feel bad for her.
I just feel like she cannot catch a break. I really don't think she can catch a break.
And on top of that, Miami's on pause, so we don't even get to see all this unfold. But, yeah. All right, we got to take a break real quick. We will be right back.
Okay, well, that's this is going to sound so horrible. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be for felony charges. I thought it was going to be something else.
No, in the world of Real Housewives felony charges, that one is fairly calm.
Yeah, it's kind of calm. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, did you see any of week one Coachella headlining performances on TikTok?
I saw, oh my gosh, with the water, what's her name?
Sabrina Carpenter. Oh,
Hers
my
looked
goodness.
amazing.
Okay. Hers was unreal. It was so unreal that people thought that it was like pre-recorded for the first half because it was like so on it.
It's like so good.
It was so good. She had Will Ferrell, she had Samuel L. Jackson, she had Susan Sarandon. She was kind of doing this like homage to like where she's been and then like what got her to Coachella and then just kind of paying homage to what her career is going to end up being. It was very good, but the production level, that had to be the most expensive show production-wise that we've ever seen at Coachella. It was crazy. And then the next night, you had Justin Bieber. And when that man spent not a dime on production.
He made $10 million, I read.
And he brought out his laptop and he played old music videos of his and sang along to them.
And you know what? I feel like he did the least with them. I would do that. Like, that would be like me if I did Coachella. I would literally be like, give me $10 million and I'm gonna
do a sing along.
And whatever happens, happens. Like, I would just fly by the seat of my pants. People would say that was so lazy. And I would say, listen, I got to move houses in 15 days. I don't have time to plan a whole performance for y'all.
Well, Bieber has time. And it's sparked a conversation around like, had Sabrina done what Justin did, it would be a whole different narrative.
Yeah.
Like, it would be lazy. With him, they're saying it was innovative and it was, people were like, you don't understand, that was paying homage to his start on YouTube. It was just lazy. It was bad. I don't think he wants to do this anymore. I really don't think he does. Because one, it was interesting hearing him sing his old songs. His voice doesn't sound anything like what it used to. He's really kind of out of the game.
Was it good? I was on a boat the weekend, so I did not.
Was it good? I mean, like, he was singing over his old vocals.
Oh, so he wasn't even singing like just no. There was like no band,
it was literally he on his laptop pressed play on YouTube and just went through the playlist of his music videos and sang to those.
Oh, that is lazy.
Like, there were vocals over his vocals.
Oh, okay. I thought he was just okay. So
no, it was really bad, and it looked like he didn't know that he had to do that day because he showed up in like a white t-shirt and some shorts, and it was just like Sabrina had like 7 outfit changes and like 100+ dancers, and there were other celebrities. It was very different.
And he was just like, and he was like the big finale too, probably. And
yeah,
nothing.
Right.
That surprises me. I think he is over it.
It doesn't surprise me because I think, he sued Scooter Braun. This was a few years ago because he thought Scooter took money from him. But then in doing that audit, they realized Bieber actually owed Scooter quite a bit of money. Oh. Well, Bieber spent quite a bit of money. So he ended up having to do this other record, allegedly, in part to pay off Scooter. But then he ended up selling the rights to his music. He sold his masters for a good chunk of change. And then I just don't think he wants to do this anymore. I think he is tired. I think he wants to be retired and just sail off into the sunset and live a quiet life.
Yeah, I'm sure it was just such a big paycheck. He was like, okay, it was hard to turn down, right? And then you regret it immediately. And then you're like, you know what? I don't want to do this, but I'll take the paycheck. So I'm just going to take my laptop and wing it. And yeah.
But I also think like when you have people that are paying to see you that have supported your whole career, give them something.
Yeah. I agree. And he's so talented. Like he could literally be like do an acoustic set and people would go crazy because it would be just so, you could do it so cool, but there's a way to do it with like cool with minimal effort. You don't have to have like a whole like production, but I think he's one of the few people that has such a great voice. Like I would love to see him. I love acoustic sets, but he could do something like that.
Effortless, but like, this wasn't even effortless. It was effortless.
It was like doing karaoke.
Right, but worse.
But yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah. Also, something else I would never want to do is go to Coachella.
No, me neither. First of all, I'm way too high maintenance. I would hate it. And I hear that the high maintenance area is way too expensive. I would hate it.
Yeah, Just the idea of sitting in 107-degree heat all day to listen to someone perform, and then you have Bieber come out and give absolutely nothing. That would just really piss me off. That doesn't sound interesting.
Yeah.
Camping? No. Paying way too much money for a hotel or an Airbnb? No.
And have you seen like all the people, like I get on TikTok and every Coachella week for some reason, it thinks I want to see everything. So it'll just show me like all the people. I mean, it's not great.
The outfits
living quarters
are questionable at best.
But like they're living literally like it's
intense.
Like tense. I don't know how they're showering. It's like they just day one, everyone looks cute. Day two, if you're not like in the ritzy area, I bet you it's so stinky. Like it's so because it's all like shared toilets and do they have showers there? I don't even know how they do it.
They do have like community showers, like. But apparently the lines are so long that like people were missing certain sets to get in the hour-long line to even shower. That sounds miserable.
How did this like you see like Paris Hilton and all these like very famous? I'm guessing they have like their houses. Own shower. Oh, they have houses. Okay,
yeah.
So they have a very different setup. But I feel like most people's setups that I saw, even the setups that you think are supposed to be nicer, they like some people had tents, which I think are much nicer than like. Mm-hmm. I saw one person that was sleeping in the trunk of their pickup truck. Oh. And I said, oh, and he would literally, it's kind of like my son, cruise, where the bed has like a thing that goes over it, like a, and he would.
No, people are camping.
Yeah. And he would literally roll the bed of his truck up and get out of it. And there's no way I would rather sit at home and save my money than do that. But I know some people love it. And maybe when I was like a young child, I would love it. But no, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, I think even if I was doing it the ritzy way, I would still hate it.
No, it would be a disaster. I would not, no.
I am enjoying all of the TikTok influencers that are crashing out about not being invited or they were invited last minute. It's
to Coachella?
Yes, it's very funny.
Where are they crashing out?
Every brand has like a house. So there's like a Starbucks house. There's a Clorox house. There's a Costco house. It's like all these different like brands rented these houses, which also made it very difficult for other people to like get houses because these brands rented these forever ago. Yeah. And then they invite influencers to stay in their house in exchange for content. And it's just like, it's a whole thing. But there are all these people that are very upset they weren't invited.
Well, every year I get an email from Revolve that says, hey, girly, are you going to be on Coachella? And I'm like,
Did you mean to send this to me?
Yeah. I am like, do you know my age? And do you know who I am? Absolutely not. Nope. And I was like, nope. And also I hear Revolve Fest is horrible. So nope. Like it's like like everybody goes. It was like, it's too much. Like, remember that whole thing?
Yeah. No.
I'm like, nope, I will not be there. Nope. Mm-mm. You cannot pay me. No.
Yeah, but best of luck to all of you that are there. So weekend 2 is coming up. Sabrina's supposed to perform again weekend 2. And the rumor has it.
Oh.
She's bringing Taylor Swift.
Oh, amazing. That would be cool.
That would be good.
So my nieces live in LA and they do go to Coachella and they love it. But
they probably spend a lot of money on it.
I'm sure they do it right. And also they live there. So I'm sure they kind of have it figured out. Travis and I used to go every year to Easter with like his whole family to Palm Springs or Palm Desert or whatever. And we would see all the Coachella buses and all the people getting on and off. I think they kind of bus you in every day too, if I'm not mistaken, because I definitely saw people that had not slept in days get off those buses and get on those buses, and they definitely looked like they were going to Coachella. So I feel like it's always, yes, but it's always around Easter time because we would see, I think back in the day it was like around Easter. We would be there to celebrate Jesus and they'd be there to celebrate music. It was great. It was great. Okay, so I just went to a music festival and it was called Tortuga. And we did it the right way. We did it from a yacht. It was amazing. I was like, this is the kind of festival that I could get behind.
Was the festival like on water?
It was like right across the street from the water, but you could hear everything. Hold on. I'll be right back and I'll tell you the rest of the story. Take a quick break. So I went with Brandy, and Brian invited me, and his company buys and sells marinas, and they're one of the largest in the world. And because of that, he has a hookup to these most insane yachts ever. And we stayed on the most beautiful yacht. And I mean, honestly, I didn't want to leave. I was like, why go across the street whenever I could just stay here and listen to the music?
Hear it all.
Yeah, I could hear everything. It was great. We did go the last day. We walked across the street because they had Kenny Chesney. And I love Kenny Chesney. And he was amazing. He was so, so, so talented. And it was great. But like, it was such a great trip. So I really feel like I did not even hear, I kind of saw stuff on the Justin Bieber thing because I was just in my own little world with Travis and my friends. But it was like the way to go. I mean, it was like living, have you ever been on like a boat that like stayed on a boat?
How big was your boat?
It was like, I think 100 and maybe 30 feet.
Oh, so it was like a below deck boat.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I mean, it was like great. It was like 2023 it was a new boat. But the best food ever, like the most amazing chef. I was like, I'm lucky to have a friend like you. Thank you, Brian. Because it was really, really, really amazing. And we're going on another yacht at the end of the year, which he also, with our children, which he also planned. And it's even bigger than that one. I said, Travis, this is all you need and more. Like this was, I mean, there were like 5 couples and we had so much room.
You know what they say about boats? The 2 best days to own a boat are the day you buy it, the day you sell it.
I will say being on there, I would never want to own one. You can just tell it's got to be so expensive.
Oh yeah.
Like it's got to be so, so, so expensive. And also I felt so sorry for the bartender because she cannot go to sleep until everyone goes to sleep. Did you know that? Like if say that you're the bartender on a yacht, because Travis was like, I would love my kids to like do this for work, like work on, because he said it just teaches you hard work. Like,
I feel like everyone should work in the service industry at some point. I think that's very important.
Yeah, he was like, this is like, it just teaches you hard work. And our bartender on the was so sweet. But when I say, I went to sleep every night about midnight, 12:30, because she could not, I mean, everyone else kind of stayed up till like 2 or 3 a.m. But, you know, also I'm lazy and they all were just hyper. But she could not go to bed until the last person went to bed.
Oh, no. I'd be like we're all going to bed at 11. This girl's got to sleep.
Like that. Yeah, I felt bad. I was like, okay, I'm going to go to bed every night. But yeah, and then she had to be up when everyone was up. Like she was up. I bet you that girl got 4 hours of sleep a night. There's no way.
Oh, I'm sure y'all tipped her well.
Yes. Well, I didn't. Travis did. All the boys got all the boys did it. I did not. I was like, here's a Starbucks card. I have no money. I have no money. But on the way home, we had something crazy happen, which I feel like I'm going to, should I share this in our next episode? I messaged Trey.
Tell me now.
Okay. So on our way home, we flew JSX. And you've flown JSX before, right? Mm-hmm. It's great. I love it. I always forget about it and then I travel. I'm like, wait, we should do this more often. It's so convenient. It's amazing. So
it is, and they've gotten a lot cheaper. Whenever that first started, it was like real expensive. Now sometimes it's cheaper to fly JSX than like American.
Oh, it's amazing. It's you show up 20 minutes early. I will say I will never park my car at JSX again. I did valet because Travis was like, oh, just do valet, and the valet bill was insane. It was like almost $200.
What?
It was like, yeah.
Can't you just park there?
Well, I think you have to valet. Like everyone was in the valet. So they bring your car up whenever you're done. I should have Ubered. I live 2 miles away. Yeah. But Travis was like, oh, just valet. No big deal. And then when we left, I was like, wait, that was really astronomical for us living like 2 miles. We could have Ubered for $10. But I think our valet bill was like $180.
That's crazy.
It was nuts. And it was from Friday to Monday. So it's not like we were there for a whole long time. But on the way home, we board the plane, and JSX will also let like service dogs on, right? Yeah. And there was like this one really cute, sweet, like Labrador, those are like easy service, And then there was this, what are those like police dogs? You know what I'm talking about?
I think it was a Doberman.
The guy that lives next to us in Whitefish has one. And they're like, a lot of them are like the really, really like highly trained dogs that are from like Germany. Oh, no. And they like have a command that's like a, you know what I'm talking about? Like their commands in a different language. And I think
this was like an all black German Shepherd is kind of what it looks like.
But they're like, so it was like a very, very highly trained, I think it was from Moscow, this dog, if I'm not mistaken. Oh. So this lady gets on, and by the way, JSX should have known that this was not a good idea before, because the lady was very nervous, and she was like walking around with the dog a lot. Like she was struggling to even get on the plane with the dog, and she was one of the last people on. So and this was not her dog. And I think they questioned her, and the dog had a big muzzle on his face, right? Like a little cage. So it was and it was a huge dog. So she gets on, and they kind of said a little bit more towards the back, and Travis and I were towards the front, which, by the way, if you fly JSX, side note, I didn't feel like it was cold, but it's usually the first like 4 seats are freezing, and then it gets better the further back you go. So actually it's better to sit kind of towards the back in a JSX flight. But her dog, we get up in the air, the dog starts freaking out. And she's not the owner of the dog, and the dog does not speak English. The dog, all the commands are like in another language.
Okay. The dog does not speak English. Yeah,
so I guess a dog is like a very well-trained dog, but the dog's like, I think the dog's commands were like in German or something, right? And like she did not, like she was paid, there's a reason they paid her. She was paid to transport this dog from like, it was like from like, I swear to God, it was like from Moscow or somewhere like that to Dallas, Texas. Okay. And that dog had been traveling probably for a while, like for days, right? So I think the dog was super irritable too, and she was not the owner. She had no control over this dog. Also, she had no bond with this dog. Like she was just a handler.
Yeah.
So this dog starts freaking out up in the air to the point to where the dog gets his muzzle off. Okay. And is like scratching and like going crazy to the point to where our stewardess has to lay on top of the dog to try to calm it down so the lady could put his muzzle back on. I mean, he was going crazy. He was like scratching.
He was probably having a panic attack.
And the dog was having a full-blown panic attack. And it's not like a labradoodle if they have a panic attack, but it's like this dog could really hurt somebody. It's like one of those dogs that's trained to attack. And the stewardess, and I know all this because I was seat 2 and I'm very nosy. So the stewardess was then having to relay all this. She's
sending me pictures.
I was like, here's this.
People are struggling, and she's like,
Yeah, this all happened. I was like, I have a podcast tomorrow and not much to talk about. This is something. And so the stewardess was like laying, like pretty much hugging this dog, trying to calm this dog down, right? And the lady with the dog was panicked. And our friend that went with us, the stewardess couldn't even get to the phone to call the pilots to say what's going on. So she asked one of the guys around her who had already been scratched by the dog to like get up and get on the phone and alert the pilots that like we have to turn around or we have to land because it was that out of control.
And how long had y'all been in the air?
We had been in the air for probably like 15 minutes.
Okay.
So it was, but I mean, it was like the dog was, there's no way, it was a 2.5 hour flight. There's like, she was like, whenever the dog got off, she was like, the safety of everybody was at stake. Yeah. Except for me, because I was up there,
Except for me.
Like I was up there enough where I feel like I would have been like, run up here if you need help. But everybody around the dog, I would have been freaked out if I were one of them because it was terrifying. It was a scary dog and it was going absolutely crazy. And so my friend ran up, had to get on the phone, call the pilot so they could turn around and get the dog off the plane. Wow. But I don't know how that lady's going to make it to Dallas with the dog. But I mean, it was definitely, she said, I heard her telling the people that came afterwards, like kind of the situation. And she said that the lady said that he was a service dog, but he probably should not have been on there. She said a lot of people say dogs are service dogs when they're really not. And she was like, you should never travel with a dog like that if you don't know the commands. Because it was definitely one of those dogs that you're like, get him and it'll kill somebody type dogs. Yeah, it was crazy.
That is terrifying.
Yeah. But I don't know how that lady made it, but I was like, I also kind of felt sorry for the handler because I'm sure she was like, my God, this is
like, what do you do?
Horrible. Like my dog, I have this like attack dog. I don't know how to handle him. I don't speak the same language as this dog. Like it was crazy.
Oh.
Yeah. Travis and I had somebody come over to our house. This was during COVID. And they had a dog that they had paid. These dogs are like so crazy expensive. It was like, it was something stupid. I swear it was like $50,000 or something where I was like, that is insane. To protect them at their house, right? Like, I don't know why they needed protection, but maybe they were just really wealthy and thought somebody was going to break in or something one day. And but they had this dog that they had bought who was kind of the same. The dog did not speak English. All the commands were like, I swear it was like a German is what they had to speak to this dog. And they were like, I was kind of worried to have my kids around because they were like, don't have your kids come out, no sudden movements, because the dog will attack if it feels like they are.
Well, then why did you bring this dog to my house?
Yeah, I know. It made me kind of nervous. They said the dog will attack if there's like any sudden movements towards them because the dog's full job in life is to protect them at all costs. And I was like, stay upstairs, children. Yeah, it was crazy. So that's the only other time I've seen somebody who has a dog like that. And so I kind of know that they will, they're just like.
That's their job.
That's their job. Their job is to protect. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. Well, you are a survivor. I'm so glad you made it. I am a survivor.
And yes, I did send Trey a picture. I was like, oh my gosh, you're never going to believe this. I didn't think we would make it today. I was like, I think we may have to land. And thankfully they went ahead. But American Airlines would have been like,
yeah,
sorry,
you're done.
3 days later we can get you home.
Exactly. Yeah.
But anyways, on that note, that was my flight home yesterday. Thank you guys so much for listening and supporting. You can follow me at Steph Holman on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
You can follow me at Trey_Stewart. You can follow our podcast, BS the Podcast. You can watch us on YouTube at Weekly Dose of BS. Bye.